Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Bachelorette Lindsay is showing her support for Kaitlyn Bristowe after she released a new tell-all. Kaitlyn let it all out about her breakup with Jason Tartick. She revealed a lot about the rumors that had been circulating and she cleared the air. Now, Rachel is praising Kaitlyn. Is she planning her own tell-all soon? Keep reading to get all the details. Is Bachelorette Lindsay going to have her own tell-all? Bachelorette Kaitlyn Bristowe opened up about her split from Jason Tartick. This new episode of her Off the Vine podcast cleared up a lot of rumors about exactly what happened that led to her breakup. She also revealed that it was her who ended their engagement. Kaitlyn cleared the air on rumors about their two dogs Rimmon and Pinot as well. In a podcast interview, Jason alleged that Kaitlyn would not allow him to see them anymore. She shared it was not true and that she told him she would never do that to him. However, due to obligations in their adoption contract, they can no longer co-parent and allow the dogs to go back and forth. Plus, the dogs were handling the change very well. She also revealed he stole her dream baby name, which is Teddy. He decided to name his new dog that name, and she shared that it really disappointed her. After this tell-all, she said she would probably never speak about him again. Now, Lindsay is showing her support for Kaitlyn. In fact, it seems Kaitlyn may be giving her the courage to do her own tell-all. On the Off the Vine podcast Instagram, Rachel commented and said, "Good for you for telling your story. It gets to a point where you're like, enough is enough. I'm almost there, girl, lol." Rachel is finally divorced from Brian Abasolo. Of course, Bachelorette fans know that Lindsay had a rough go during her divorce from her final rose winner, Brian Abasolo. She and Brian finally finalized the divorce in January 2025 after a year of trying to reach a settlement. He demanded spousal support, which the judge has ordered her to pay. On a recent episode of her own podcast, Rachel said, "I don't really talk about the divorce because I'm not sure how I want to roll it all out." She doesn't feel she should be paying Brian spousal support. She doesn't think he deserves it. Rachel said, "We both made sacrifices in the marriage, and I shouldn't be punished because I was successful during the time that we were married, and he wasn't. I'm truly tired of the narrative of, well, he's deserving of the money because he picked up and sacrificed his career for her. I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this once, not true." It sounds like Kaitlyn's tell-all is pushing Rachel closer to sharing her side of things and clearing the air about what really went down in her marriage and divorce. Are you excited to hear what she has to say? Did you listen to Kaitlyn's? Stay tuned for more updates on all your Bachelor Nation favorites. The Bachelor Nation is buzzing louder than ever again, but this time, it's not because of a surprise engagement or yet another tear-soaked limo exit. It's because two former bachelorettes are now rewriting the rules after the final rose. First, Kaitlyn Bristowe shattered silence with her explosive tell-all, cracking open the perfect TV facade to reveal betrayal, manipulation, and behind-the-scenes drama we weren't ready for. And now, it looks like Lindsay might be next. The lawyer-turned-TV personality who famously made history as the first Black Bachelorette has long been vocal about the franchise's flaws. But what she's hinting at now, it's not just critique, it's a possible full-on exposé. So what's really going on? Is Lindsay about to follow Kaitlyn's path and blow the lid off everything? Grab your wine, text your Bachelor group chat, and buckle in, because if what we're hearing is true, Rachel's tell-all could be the most shocking chapter in Bachelor Nation ever. The Lindsay era, more than just his story. When Lindsay first stepped out of that limo on Nick Viall's season, the energy shifted. Smart, stunning, and deeply grounded, she wasn't just a contestant, she was a standout. And when ABC announced she'd be the lead of The Bachelorette Season 13, it was groundbreaking. Finally, a woman of color was at the center of the love story. But as the season unfolded, so did behind-the-scenes tension. Fans celebrated her love story with Brian Abasolo, but eagle-eyed viewers also noticed that Rachel was often edited differently, more serious, less whimsical, and, at times, less visible than other bachelorettes had been. Was it a coincidence, a choice, or something more insidious? Now, years later, Rachel may finally be ready to talk about it, and her timing, impeccable. Kaitlyn's Bombshell set the stage. Enter Kaitlyn Bristowe. When Kaitlyn released her tell-all podcast series and teased excerpts of her forthcoming memoir, fans were shocked. Behind-the-scenes meddling. Pressure to keep relationships alive for the cameras. A toxic post-show culture that left her isolated and depressed. It wasn't just emotional, it was raw, honest, and frankly damning. Bachelor Nation didn't just listen, they reeled. And Rachel Lindsay, she was watching closely. Sources close to Rachel reveal that Kaitlyn's candid storytelling hit a nerve. Rachel saw the way Kaitlyn reclaimed her narrative, one insider dished. It reminded her that she's been holding so much back, and maybe it's time to stop. The quiet build-up to something loud. For months, Rachel has been dropping breadcrumbs. First, there was her sudden departure from her Bachelor Happy Hour podcast. Then came the sharp critiques in interviews about how the franchise handled race, diversity, and its cast members post-show. And most recently, the cryptic Instagram posts. Some truths deserve the sunlight, she wrote in one caption, accompanied by a selfie in a bookstore. Another post featured a stack of notebooks with a caption that simply read, "Putting it on the page." Fans began speculating immediately. Was Rachel writing a book, planning a podcast series, pulling a Bristowe, and preparing to burn it all down? She's been approached by publishers, another source confirmed. There's interest, a lot of it. Inside the whispers. What Rachel might reveal? So what could Rachel Lindsay possibly reveal if she goes full tell-all? According to Bachelor insiders, there are several bombshells that have never seen the light of day. The pressure to conform to a narrative. Sources say producers strongly encouraged Rachel to lean into conflict-driven storylines, particularly when it came to contestants like Lee Garrett, whose racist tweets surfaced while filming. Rachel reportedly wanted to send him home sooner, but was advised against it. Her final pick. Fans remember Brian as the winner, but was Peter Cross the producer's golden boy? There have long been whispers that production favored Peter and manipulated the storyline to create maximum tension, even at Rachel's emotional expense. Post-show racial double standards. Rachel has hinted at how Black leads and contestants are treated differently in the aftermath. The support dries up, she once told a journalist. A tell-all would allow her to unpack how and why that happens. The toll on her marriage. Rachel and Brian recently announced their separation, and while both have remained classy and quiet, a source suggests the pressure of fame, scrutiny, and differing values may have played a bigger role than fans know. Fans are ready and demanding it. If Rachel's tell-all is coming, fans are more than ready. Social media exploded when Kaitlyn Bristowe shared her story, but Rachel, she's always had the reputation for not holding back. Her tell-all would be sharper, smarter, and, frankly, more dangerous to the franchise's legacy. Rachel has always been the most eloquent truth-teller of the group. One longtime Bachelor blogger shared, "If she's finally uncensored, ABC better buckle up." Fan accounts have already begun using hashtags like #RachelTellAll and #JusticeForRachel. Book clubs are begging her to spill the tea. And yes, some former contestants are sweating bullets. The Bachelor franchise, nervous. Behind closed doors, ABC is reportedly on edge. Producers are said to be quietly reaching out to Rachel, trying to reconnect and rebuild bridges. But multiple sources say the damage is already done, and Rachel has no interest in protecting anyone anymore. She played nice for years, one confidant shared. she stayed silent out of respect. But when that respect isn't mutual, it's game over. And with Kaitlyn Bristowe's memoir climbing pre-sale charts and Rachel Lindsay teasing something big for late 2025, insiders believe a major publishing deal could be imminent. Who's Team Rachel and who's not? Some Bachelor alums are firmly in Rachel's corner. Tayshia Adams, Becca Kufrin, and even Michelle Young have subtly signaled their support, liking her posts, reposting her quotes, and dropping supportive emojis. But others, not so much. Chris Harrison, who stepped away from the franchise after his own controversial interview with Rachel, is reportedly not thrilled at the idea of being included in any future tell-all. And let's not forget, several producers from Rachel's season are still actively working on the show. The tea? If Rachel names names, this could get very uncomfortable for some of Bachelor Nation's biggest behind-the-scenes players. Kaitlyn and Rachel, an unlikely alliance? Here's the plot twist no one saw coming. Rachel and Kaitlyn weren't exactly besties during their franchise years, but lately they've been teaming. In fact, one source confirms that Kaitlyn has been cheering her on as Rachel explores tell-all possibilities. Kaitlyn told her, "Don't hold back. Say everything they didn't want you to say," the insider revealed. Could we see a podcast call-up, a double book tour, a two-part docuseries on Netflix? Stranger things have happened. Just ask Bachelor Nation. What comes next? So, will Rachel Lindsay actually do it? Will she finally spill the truths she's been hinting at for years? Will she reclaim her power in a way the franchise never allowed her to? All signs point to yes. Multiple sources confirm that Rachel has taken meetings with publishers, is working with a ghostwriter, and may announce the project by summer. And the title? One rumored draft, the final say. Appropriate, iconic, unapologetic. Final chapter. The truth always finds its way. If Kaitlyn Bristowe cracked the door open, Rachel Lindsay might just blow it off its hinges. And while ABC scrambles to preserve its legacy, fans are flocking to a new truth. The women after the show have the real stories to tell. So buckle in, Bachelor Nation. The petals may fall off the final rose, but the truth, that's just starting to bloom.